There's still a little bit of your taste in my mouth. There's still a little bit of me laced with my mouth. There's still a little hard to say. What's going on? What's going on? There's still a little bit of your ghost, your witness. There's still a little bit of your face I haven't kissed. You step a little closer each day that I can't see. No, I can't see what's going on. Stones taught me to fly. Love taught me to lie. And life taught me to die. It's not hard to fall when you're floating like a cannonball. There's still a little bit of your soul in my ear. There's still a little bit of your words that I long to hear. You step a little closer to me, so close that I can't see. I can't see what's going on. Stones taught me to fly. Oh, love taught me to lie. Oh, life taught me to die. So it's not hard to fall when you're floating like a cannonball. Stones taught me to fly. Oh, love taught me to lie. Life taught me to die. So it's not hard to fall when you're floating like a cannonball. Damien Rice for the opener. I know it's a bold call. It's been a really long time since I played that song, but I wanted to do something different. And I was scrolling along looking for songs to play tonight, and that one popped up. So I said, you know what, let's just go with it. Well, welcome. Hopefully you found it all right. Things are a little different tonight. We are mixing it up a little bit, and we got some changes coming down the pike. And so we're going to be doing one of which we'll just start off talking about it. But one of which is, you may have noticed, we're not on Facebook. We're on YouTube. And there's a good reason for that. We realized we were super, super close to being able to be monetized. And so why not push all the way through and see if we can get over the hump and just get a little bit more exposure, a little bit more kind of intentionality at reaching the audience in a way that actually pays an artist. We never get paid when we do live streams on Facebook, which is fine. But if you're like, every little bit helps, and every little if we're intentional about putting all of our live streaming and more of our resources on YouTube, why not be compensated for it, right? So we are, and we can also control a few more things that I hadn't really been strategic enough about in my thoughts and strategy. So my wife and I are honing in on some things. And so we have a little bit more control. We can put more links. We can have more information going out on the front end and a little bit more planning. And we can make sure that the quality of the live streams are a little bit better. So YouTube is for the win. So you made it here. You're watching. So we're gonna do our live streams monthly here on YouTube from now on, and we'll just keep adding them to the channel. You can go back and watch them at your leisure. If you don't catch them live, we will save them. So there's a benefit there. So yeah, there's some changes coming. Moving the live show from Facebook to YouTube is one of them. Another is we've made some pretty big changes to the patronage that you may or may not have seen. Well, let me go backwards. We massively overhauled the website, because I'm about to send you to the website. You're going to notice the website looks way different. Second change is we have massively redone or overhauled the website. Check it out, because I think it looks amazing. It's a little bit more streamlined. It's a little easier to use. And I have some people helping me maintain it, which has been awesome, because I am not a web designer or I don't even know the terms. That's how not that person I am to maintain a website. So it's really nice to have that out of my hands and in somebody else's far more capable hands. So second thing is website. The website's redone. Please go check it out. Take a look at the new stuff. It's all pretty smooth and pretty cool looking. So that leads into the third change, which is we've overhauled the patronage program so that we made it a little bit more interesting. We wanted to kind of approach things a little differently. Rather than just thinking about it as patrons, why not bring people into the fold and help them see kind of what it's like to run a record label? What does that mean? What does that look like? What do you have to think about? So we're going to be doing monthly live streams to all of our patrons, which we will do here on YouTube. But there's some very lineage artistry specific swag that you can get involved with. And there's 5 tiers now instead of just the 2. So it's a little bit more expansive, and there's a few more options. And so there's some cool stuff there too. And if you have any ideas, one of the hardest things about being an artist is trying to figure out what people want. And does that make sense for what I can do? And so we tried to put together some stuff that we wanted to do that we thought people would be interested in. So those are not always the same thing, but we are trying to make it be the same thing. So, so yeah, those are the first couple of changes. What's that?
Have you played a live show with that guitar yet?
I have not. Oh yeah. Here's another change. Maybe you didn't see this. I got a new guitar. I had to, this off season, I had to have the neck reset on my Martin, my trusty Martin that I've toured with since 2014. And it was time. I was beating it to death. And so this is carbon fiber and immune to the weather and temperature and barometric pressure changes. So I'm pretty excited about having a little bit more durability and giving my guitar, my beloved Martin, a rest. a well-needed rest. So that's change number 4, new guitar. Well, I'm going to play a brand new song, if that's cool. And let me encourage you guys, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Both Kimberly and I will be, more Kimberly than me. I can barely do one thing at a time, let alone 2 things at a time. But feel free to put some questions in the chat, and I will. We will respond. And let me know if you guys have any questions about any of the new changes. If you have any questions about the website, how to be a patron, which package to choose, or whatever. And of course, if you just want to leave a virtual tip, that's awesome too. But every little bit of interaction helps too. So even if it's just saying, hey, I'm watching from wherever you are, let us know where you're watching from. Every single comment, every single interaction, that all helps put it forward. So just let us know where you're watching from. If you have any questions, let us know. And I'm going to play a brand new song that I wrote last week about growing up in Marysville, Washington. So here you go. Cut my teeth in a blue-collar town. Just poor white folks keeping red folks out. Life don't have to be complicated. All you need are some reservations. Drink enough to be a company man. Get yourself a boat and a cup full of watercraft. You don't have to hold a conversation. Just get yourself back to graduation. I swear to God, I'm colorblind. The shade of your pale never crossed my mind. We've been living with a shovel and a rope, digging in the dirt, trying to find that hope. I'm alright living in the hole if I ain't at the bottom of the bowl. If I ain't at the bottom of the bowl. If I ain't at the bottom of the bowl. I was saved on a one-way street. Never had much but enough to live. They shouting privilege like it's some kind of song. Swear I never heard it, but I'm humming along. Gave me a job, let me work to the bone, so I can pay more for my 2-car home. Working overtime till my wallet ain't sore. Uncle Sam's hands keep my pockets warm, yeah. I swear to God, I'm colorblind. The shade of your veil never crossed my mind. We've been living with a shovel and a rope, digging in the dirt, trying to find some hope. I'm alright living in the hole if I ain't at the bottom of the bowl. If I ain't at the bottom of the bowl. I swear to God, I'm colorblind. The shade of your veil never crossed my mind. We've been living with a shovel and a rope, digging in the dirt, trying to find some more. I'm alright living in the hole if I ain't at the bottom of the bowl. If I ain't at the bottom of the bowl. If I ain't at the bottom of the bowl. There you go. That song's called Bottom of the Bowl, and it's brand spanking new. Trying to decide if it's long enough. It's on the short side for sure. It's like 2:45, maybe 3 minutes if you're generous. We're not generous. It's probably too short, but I figure it's better to make a song too short rather than too long. Less people get bored, which sometimes I do. So cool. why YouTube and not Facebook? So yeah, we're moving here to YouTube from Facebook. I covered this a little bit. But one of the things that I've really appreciated about YouTube, and I took this big long course right at the start of the pandemic when I thought that we were never going to leave the house again. I learned a lot about the analytics, and you really can measure who's watching, where they're watching from, how they got there, how long they're watching. YouTube doesn't, or Facebook doesn't give you any of that information. So it's a lot harder to map out who's watching what type of videos to make, what's interesting. And you can also do a lot more to kind of preempt, YouTube is a professional live streaming and video platform. So it gives us a little bit more control. So, and also if you pass a certain threshold, which we now have, thanks to my wife posting about looking for, we were so close to being able to be, once you're above 1,000 subscribers and you have 4,000 watch hours, then you can monetize. And we were like 935. And so many of you guys have jumped on board and subscribed to the channel. So now all we have to do, we're at 350 watch hours. We got to get to 4,000. So we got a ways to go. So we're going to be making some videos. We will be doing all of our live streams here. We figure that'll help. We'll be doing some kind of a question and answer sort of podcast with my wife and I. And then I'll probably be doing some different videos about various different things, because music doesn't seem to do super well on YouTube. So I'll still have all of my music stuff here. So if you are here for the music, I'll still be making videos for you. But we're also going to make some, I'm really into like nerd culture and reviewing movies. And so I may do some of that. We're formulating the strategy still, but we're going to put a little bit more effort into YouTube. And so we're moving from Facebook to YouTube primarily for those reasons. I made myself a delicious latte, and it is awesome. So let's go on to the, let me address the other topic that we discussed before that song. How do you become a patron? So if you haven't heard of, there's a service called Patreon, and Patreon they essentially make themselves a middleman to a middleman. So you get an account with Patreon, they charge you 5 to 7%, and then your card processor charges you 3 to 5%. So, or you could just set it up yourself, put it on YouTube, and be able to see any video content, put it on YouTube. So it kind of coalesces a little bit with the strategy we already have for YouTube. But then one of the perks and kind of the primary perk is that I put out a new song every month for my patrons. And so we do that. But we wanted to kind of cut out the middleman wherever we can. And so we built our own instead of using Patreon. So it's basically a monthly subscription. There's $2, $5, $10, $20, and $50. And there are varying degrees of packages. If you just want a new song and you just want to support us doing what we're doing, $2 is a great way to do it. If you want a little more, $5 is a great way to do it. So there's some really cool perks and packages. Check out bradfordloomis.com for sure, /patronage. But it's right there in the menu. If you can't remember, because we don't use the word patronage very often. So if that escapes you, you can check that out. Let's see here. So now I'm caught up. I probably should have put those up when I was explaining them in the first place. Live streams. Let me give you a real quick update on the record. We are finishing up all of the tracking. We're doing what's called comping, where we've recorded a ton of different parts and they weren't all in the same room at the same time. That's really, really expensive. And so you do a lot of like, you get as many people in the place as you can, the studio, and you record as much as you can. And then you bring somebody else in and you overdub a little bit. So you're adding instruments as you go. And then you've got to see how they all kind of fit together. And sometimes you have melodies that are stepping on each other. And some of my favorite music in the world is a song that hands a melody off from one instrument to another. And so I want to be doing some of that. So we're comping, going through the parts, saying who's going to carry the melody here and who's going to carry it here. And then we're kind of doing those handoffs. And so then we will finish up the vocals. I have the vocals finished on 3 of the songs out of the 10. And so we have 3 songs comped, 3 songs finished, and we'll be finishing up the album this month. And then it goes into mixing. And I honestly don't know how long it's going to take to mix. My goal is hopefully to have it done by the summer, by the end of the summer. But honestly, that may or may not happen. And I don't want to rush the record. So we'll err on the side of making it right. So we might be done by the end of the summer. We might be done by the fall. So we'll just kind of see. I'll keep you guys posted. I've started to reach out I sent out some messages today, in fact, to all the crowdsourcing campaign contributors, and just kind of touching base with people about how everything is and where we're at. And, because some of the packages are like scheduling a house show or covering a specific song. So I've got to find out from people what song they want covered, when would work for them for a house show. So if you contributed to the Kickstarter, be looking for those messages. Only a couple people have gotten back to me so far, but yeah, that'll help me nail things down a little bit. And we're on target. We're making some good progress, so I'm excited about where the record's at. Let me see. How did I play this? I'm going to do this one first. Okay. Well, I'm going to play another song, obviously. I'm glad you guys are here. Thanks for watching this. Left a good job in the city, working for a name, living night and day, and I never lost one minute of sleeping, worrying about the way things might have been. Big wheels keep on turning, I'll never keep on buying, rolling, rolling. Rolling on with it. Clean a lot of plates in Memphis, up to a lot of pain down in New Orleans. Well, I never saw the good side of the city till I hitched a ride on the riverboat queen. Big wheels keep on turning, I'll never keep on burning. Rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. If you come down to the river, bet you're gonna find some people to live. You don't have to worry, 'cause you got no money, only people on the river always happy to give. Big wheel keep on dining, proud man keep on burning, rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. Little Creedence Clearwater Revival for you. It's really hard not to go when you don't have an audience in the actual location that you're at. It's really hard not to go into radio DJ voice after you finish the song. A little Creedence Clearwater Revival for you. I don't know. Anyways, why do they give me a microphone? No one knows. Okay, so let's go back here and talk about the next phase. This isn't a change. House shows have been a part of what I do in terms of my music career from day one. So this definitely is not a change. What maybe is a change is the pandemic really kind of pushed me into doing more close analysis on how I wanted to do music and where I was willing to, make some changes and not gamble so much. It's really tricky. There is, every artist is pretty much fumbling their way forward and trying to duplicate what has worked for other people that went before them. And that can work for sure, especially if the people that you are trying to duplicate the success of are similar in any way to you. You might have varying degrees of success there if that's the case. But for me, I didn't see a whole lot of people doing what I was doing exactly. There was definitely... when I first started playing music, I went to some house shows and fell in love with the idea from an audience member's standpoint, viewpoint, and perspective. And so I felt like this is how I want to watch shows. This is how I want to play shows. And so from day one, it was mostly house shows. And I really love the storyteller vibe. I like talking about why I wrote the songs, where they came from. I like the... because I don't just write songs, right? I'm not just cranking out another tune about a breakup or whatever. There's a therapeutic side to, I think, every songwriter where there's some level of like personal reflection and writing about your experience and thus processing what you've been through and as well processing what you see happening around you in the world. Artists do have the unique perspective, I think, of both reflecting the environment around them and speaking to the future of the culture they see happening around them and cultural shifts. And so there's kind of this response and directive nature of art, right? In songwriting. Well, I feel like storyteller shows, house shows are such a great venue for that. It's so difficult. It's a whole other thing. It's a challenge. It's a game. And I have a tremendous respect for the people that go into venues and try to win and then keep people's attention every night with, 1, 2, 3, 4 other artists on the bill. Those shows often start super late. They go really long. They're standing. They're loud. They're overwhelming. I have some hearing loss, and so for me, they're literally painful. So house shows are way more my bag. This is a really long explanation, but I just, after the pandemic and getting back on tour, I realized I don't want to play the shows I don't want to play anymore. And if I can be picky about it at all, why not be picky? So I want to be picky. And so we are primarily touring, playing house shows, and we'll do some like winery gigs and the more laid back, maybe some brewery spots or something. A few venues that we like, but mostly the ones that cater to a listening room kind of live music experience rather than the overwhelming bar scene. So all that to say, we're booking out the summer, and we've got some great responses so far filling out the tours. And so I'm pretty excited. If you would like to know if we're coming to your area, shoot me a message either here in the comments or I'm Bradford Loomis on any of the socials if you didn't know that already, or Bradford at Bradford Loomis. The email, all of that will be in the comments here under the video, and you can reach out to us, and of course on the website there is a house show page where there's a literal guide that tells you how we do it, how simple it is. It can be really cost effective. If you can get 40 friends together and you don't have a lot of money, it's free to you. So just get your friends there. We'll take care of the rest. So there's some cool ways we can work it out. But house shows are my favorite. I'd love to play for you. So if you've never hosted one, or if you have before and you want to host another one, let's chat. I'd love to play some music for you. Well, we're going to do one more song, I think. Yeah, let's do this one. This is one I played. Let me make sure I'm in tune. I get this comparison all the time. It makes very little sense to me, but I'll take it. Every time I'll take it. Well, thank you for tuning in, you guys. I really appreciate you. Thanks for watching. And feel free to leave your comments, even if I get to it later. And if you are pretty suspicious that you're watching this after the fact, I will come back and comment on your comment or answer your question after the fact. So don't worry about that. I know it ain't on that late, but you should probably leave. I recognize their look in your eyes, and you should probably leave. 'Cause I know you, you know me. We both know where this is gonna lead. Want me to say that I want you to stay, so you should probably leave. Yeah, you should probably leave. There's still time for you to finish your wine, so you should probably leave. And it's hard to resist. Alright, just one kiss, then you should probably leave. 'Cause I know you, you know me. We both know when this is gonna lead. You want me to say that I want you to stay, so you should probably leave. Yeah, you should probably leave. Like a devil on the shoulder, you've been whispering in my ear. And it's getting getting kind of hard for me to do the right thing here. I want to do the right thing, baby. It's all so low. Sun on your skin at 6 a.m. and I've been watching you sleep. Honey, I'm so afraid you're gonna wake up and say that you should probably leave. Oh, 'cause I know you and you know me. We both know where this is gonna lead. Want me to say that I want you to stay, so you should probably leave. Yeah, you should probably leave. Yeah, you should probably leave. Thank you guys again. I appreciate you so much. We're going to do another live stream the first Monday of June. So this show will be back first Monday of June, right here on the YouTubes. And if you haven't had a chance yet, I waited until the very end to say, please subscribe to the channel. That way you'll get a notification when we put out new videos, which we will. We're going to be debuting a new kind of interview conversation style with my wife and I. So tune in for that. Thank you so much, you guys. Appreciate it.